back here on Full Health and Wellness 2020 with Frank Coppola, who is I will say our mental health specialist. And today he is going to be talking about the power of creativity. Yeah, that's it. Because it takes creativity for us to get to the next level of our life and our business. And just like we were talking about mind and mental brain health with Karen Mayo before, today we're talking about the power of creativity. Hi, Frank. How are you doing?
I'm good, Joe. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. Fantastic.
I hope so.
Fantastic.
I hope so.
So Frank, before you go into your presentation, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
That's an interesting question. I am a board certified coach specializing in attention deficit disorder. I work with adults and only adults. And I work with people in business because 60% of the people in business, whether they know it or not, have attention deficit disorder issues, time management, disorganization, these kinds of things. But more importantly, I've got an enormous background in a lot of different arenas. For example, I had a television commercial production company. Everything around me had to do with creativity.
Wow.
So everything was a series of problem solving. In business, it's all about problem solving because you have to be fluid and you have to be able to move from one thing to the other. So the value of understanding what creativity is about and the value to be able to move with creativity is so essential. Otherwise, you get into feeling isolated and alone. And as you know, if you're working with another person, they have ideas, you have ideas, and when they come together, something new pops out. That's the process of creativity. For me personally, that's where God shows up. Takes both sides and then creates something completely different. Whether you call it God, whether you call it Stanley, whether you call it whatever you want to call it, that's the process of creativity. Something new comes out of something that's a problem. So what you're looking for are the solutions to the problems. And in business, people have problems.
That's the truth. That is the truth. And that's, in order to pivot, because there's a lot of pivoting going on. I mean, I've talked to several business people who are in the process of pivoting in their business and coming up with new ideas and ways to execute those ideas. So I think the subject line that we're on today is very powerful, and we want everyone to tune in and listen in to what Frank has to say about the power of creativity. Frank, I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and start your presentation.
Well, thank you very much. Well, first of all, there's a challenge that I see in the world is that people are so out of touch with their own creativity. They think creativity has to do with dancing, music, singing, but everybody is creative, everybody. And the consequences of this struggle is increased fear, isolation, depression, lack of self-esteem, financial struggles, because they feel stuck in some way. Creativity is not an option. It's also not a luxury. It's not a bonus. It's not a have to. Creativity is not dalliance like playing around or indulgence. It's not a feat or it's a distraction. Creativity is the main event. The most influential of man's abilities is the capacity to create. God-given gift. It doesn't much matter what it is. We all have the potential to change things for the better. That's what creativity does. It takes us forward. Creativity created fire on demand, like a match, language, the wheel, movable type, steam engine, photography, telephony, penicillin, the computer chip, karaoke, network theory, triple chocolate chip ice cream, and redefine possibilities of us all. Creativity is a force that turns problems into opportunities and opportunities into progress. And we are all creative. We are every day consistently creating our lives. And this is enormously important to understand. It's not a separate thing that you do. It's part of who you are. It's your DNA. It's what makes you go from one day to the next, from one moment to the next. You're constantly in the process of creating. Recently, IBM completed the largest ever one-on-one research study involving CEOs and public sector leaders ever undertaken. 1,500 people, 33 countries. Huge, huge, huge. The key finding was that when asked what they felt was the most important leadership characteristic for success in the next 5 years, 60 of them said creativity. So though you may not feel that it may feel so transparent that you're not aware of it. So I want to give you 7 tips for discovering your creativity. And then I'm going to take you on another journey about creativity. What happens when you block creativity? And then other things that you should know about creativity. So let me go through these 7 tips. First, believe in yourself. Have faith in your talent, because confidence is crucial. Stay true to your values. They will become more important. Your values have to do with the direction that you will be going and the direction of what your business is going, because we are talking about business right now. Curiosity is the raw stuff of creativity. Eat as much raw material as you can. See, whenever I'm feeling less than creative, it usually is because I've kind of stepped back from stepping out. So that may involve reaching out to other people, talking to them. What do you think? Brainstorming, enormously important. Don't try to be a genius. Try to have one. You're an antenna. Be open and available to ideas so you can attract people at that level. Know that your best is always yet to come. 6, always work with the best people you can find. This is key. Do your best to find people who are a lot smarter than you are. Number 7, be generous person, hungry, competitive, restless, passionate, but most importantly, generous. Generous in terms of collaboration. So pretty interesting stuff, right? Now, is everybody here capable of doing those 7 things? I actually believe that you are. Now, what happens when you're blocking your creativity? Here are 5 things that will block your creativity. And these obstacles you will feel are in the way and block you. It's often things you say to yourself that have the biggest impact and keep you stuck. So here are 5 things. 1, oh, I'm not an expert in my creative field, so I don't feel ready to put myself out there. This is all conversations, negative conversations inside. Very bad, very, very bad. You don't need to be an expert to put yourself out there. All you need is the unique point of view. Unique meaning your point of view. And you already have that. We all do. Your creative work is special and ready to share with the world, so stop holding back. Stop being stingy. You're already an expert enough. 2, don't believe in myself as a creative person. Most powerful thing you can do for the creativity is to believe. When you don't believe in what you're doing, it shows. And you sabotage your own work in the process. If you want others to believe in your creative work, you need to believe in it first. If you want to be able to move forward in life, in business, you need to believe it first, whether it has to do with your relationships or whether it has to do with training your puppy. It's all the same. I feel like it's not the right time yet, but I'm not sure when it will be. You know this one, right? It's not the right time. I got to go do my sock drawer because it's a mess. I've got, my socks. I have blue ones and gray ones and dark gray ones and then green ones and blue ones. And my God, if I don't have them all worked out, I'll never be able to put on my clothes properly. So, you keep putting stuff off. There's never a perfect time. The perfect time is now. And there's never a perfect time in your entire life. If you learn what you need to know to live your ideal creative life. I'm afraid things won't work out. So here we are with fear. When you get stuck in fear, the ability to say no, the ability to actually move forward, the fear alone will stop you cold. And if you don't want to be stopped cold, then you have to move forward. And I don't say move forward down a mile away. I mean, take one step. That's all it is. It's just one step. The fifth one is I think about my past failures and they rule my thoughts. So guess what, guys? The most important thing in life that you can do is fail. Because unless you fail, you do not grow. Now that is really counterintuitive, but it's true. Constantly rehashing your past failures is a sure way to get yourself down. If you're stuck in the past, it can be very difficult to move forward. Let your past failures be the past. They taught you valuable lessons that you've learned from, and they will continue to do that. But they don't need to live in your life now. Let's shift this a little bit, and I'll give you 7 rules for creativity you should know. Because here I am talking about creativity, but if I don't tell you what you need to know, then it's really just a waste of your time, right? These rules of creativity are the culmination of years of experience as a creator. I've gotten it from everybody else. I'm not the big kahuna here, but I just did a lot of research. Number 1, create something every single day. Whether it's brushing your teeth or whether it's going to the store and getting certain things. Persistence is the key when it comes to creativity. Every day you create, you are exercising your creative muscles, becoming bigger, better, and more confident with what you do. You're also keeping the momentum going, which is essential for living a creative life. Create something every day, and you'll quickly see your creativity flourish. So the more that you can create in whatever that is for you, that will move over to what you're doing next. 2, always have your basic tools in hand. For me, your basic tools in hand are the things that you need in your life. For example, if you're an architect, then you need to have rulers and triangles and these kinds of things. If you're a person that's into sales, then you have to be out there speaking to people and using your techniques to be able to go and help people. Because as I always say, sales is not doing something for somebody, it's actually doing something to somebody. So your job is to be able to help people and be able to bring into their life what they want. And then believe in your creativity. I said this before. To live a creative life, you need to believe in your abilities and set out to express them completely every single day. I'm a musician. I write music. I sing. And I just noticed the other day, I haven't sat down at the piano for about a week, and I was feeling pretty grumpy. So I said, you know what? I think I'll sit down at the piano. And I played for about an hour, and I really brought my spirits up. If you're not doing that, it could really fall apart on you. Then get in the habit of creativity, which means If it means like 3 times a day or 3 times a week, I'm going to be creative, then make sure that you do it those 3 times. Create a habit. A habit can become a routine. And it's similar to going to the gym. You go to the habit of going to the gym, but if you do the exercises, then it becomes a routine. Your body will crave it. So keep doing it. Limit your options to focusing. This is the good one. I have ADD. So this is a really good one. Be able to say, you know what, for this particular circumstance, I'm going to just do this one thing. Instinctively have the options would be great. Give yourself some self-imposed boundaries. Limiting your options are a good thing. Embrace your bad ideas. Ooh, we love bad ideas, especially if you're working with another person. Embrace your ideas, both good and bad. Give them the go before dismissing them. It's easy to make judgments on half-formed ideas. Some initially bad ideas can form into something amazing. So give them a fair go to perform something first. And then the last is try to find yourself in a community, a creative community. People that are also very interested in a networking group. That's a very good place to do that. A networking group. See if you can set up appointments so you can brainstorm with people. See if you can set up sales conversations with people. All around creativity. You see, I'm saying all these different things, but it doesn't sound like it's creative, but it is. So I'm going to wrap it up and recommend a really great book. It's called The War of Art. Break Through the Blocks and Win Your Inner Creative Battles by Stephen Pressfield.
Nice.
He is a screenwriter, and he wrote, amongst other things, what the heck is the name of that wonderful film that he did? The Legend of Bagger Vance, was about.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, Will Smith was in it.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So if anybody's having some issues about creativity, this is the book. Go grab this. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time, energy, and the fact that you show up here means that you're committed to your growth, because we are all about growth. So thank you, Philip. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very greatly.
Always good having you on board, Frank. Thank you so much for coming on. That was great information. A couple of things I wrote down is just right. Creativity, not an expert, right? Not the right. These are excuses that people use. Right. I'm not an expert. I'm not. It's not the right time. Right. And I need to learn more. Right. You have that constant learner, that constant student. I mean, nothing against learning. I'm all about, being on learning the new things. Right. But I know there are people that I know that are stuck in learning.
Yes.
They never move beyond learning. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I'm learning more about this. I was okay. Have you done anything with what you learned before?
Oh, no, I can't do it.
Can't do it. Yeah, exactly. They're just in they feel safer learning about what they need to do versus stepping over into what they need to do.
Without a doubt.
And that's I love that observation of yours. I mean, I know that you help people in these areas, these difficult areas, mental blocks, right?
Right.
And I strongly believe personally that you don't get beyond the mental fears, you'll never experience what you wanted on the other side.
Of course, it's called negative self-talk.
Exactly. You
want to kill that sucker.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, be the hunter, not the prey.
Yeah. Or take that negative self-talk and turn it on its ear. Just flip it to positive and see what happens. You know,
Exactly.
I believe that when it comes to money,
Hmm.
you know, uh, if you have a mantra called "I make money wherever I go," and you say that over and over and over again, you'd be surprised what starts coming into your life. Or people love to give me money. That's
Hmm.
another one, another mantra. And it's all in the creative vein. It's all creating money from nothing, zero, and it brings you. You say, "Bring it to me." Tons of money comes rushing into me from expected and unexpected places.
Wow.
Say that every day,
Hmm.
morning and night. Say it for about 10, 15 days, see what starts to happen. Do it for 30 days, and it really starts to get interesting.
That's been our theme all day today. Do something for 30 days.
Yeah,
Right. That's that's so true. That's so true, Oscar. Because we were talking about forming a habit,
yeah,
and that I believe that is a very strong key to that's a very strong key to getting over that mental blockage is having have a confession, have something that's going to take you from the point of knowing to the point of exercising,
sure.
right? So it's very important. Now, I mean, what you do, how do you start the process with someone who is fearful of stepping beyond that? Because I meet people almost every day that want to do something different, want to start their own business, have a dream of being a singer, dancer, you know have a lot of dreams. There's a lot of hopes that they have, but they're really fearful in taking a risk.
Well,
Talk
yeah.
to us about that.
First of all, you ask them for permission to have a conversation.
Hmm.
Okay. Then you ask them, "Would you like to brainstorm on this?" Okay. So the
Hmm.
very first thing is you ask people is, "What do you want?" Most people will say, "I don't know what I want." And the question
Right.
after that is, if you did know what you want, what would it be? At that point, they're going to tell you what they want. Then you're going
Gotcha.
to say to them, "Well, how come you think you haven't gotten there yet?" They'll tell you some more. Then you say to them, "What else?" They'll tell you some more. You say, "What else?" Say, well, by the time you get to the third one,
Hmm.
they'll get right down to it. They'll tell you.
Got you.
That's
Okay.
funny
Yeah.
because that's what we were talking about yesterday. That I had a professor in at NYU who was teaching programming, and he would never answer my question. I said, "Well, what is the next thing we do?" He's like, "Well, if you knew what to do, what would like I don't know." It's like, "All right, if you did know, take a guess."
Right.
Like this, like, okay, that's a great start. And he literally coax out the answer without ever answering, and you find out you actually somewhere will either know the answer or have enough information to figure it out yourself and just not be lazy and just give me the answer. Like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
think, use your
Yeah.
creativity. How
Exactly.
would you, like, stop thinking in straight lines? How would you do it? And literally, go roundabout until we got the answer. It's like, hey, I did know the answer. I just
What
didn't
was
know I knew the answer.
really important was that that person was there for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That guy was there for you. And that's enormously important when you're doing this. Doing it alone is tough. But if you do it with another person, it's valuable. Very
That's why
valuable.
you have a trainer, a coach, and anything. Even if you're weightlifting, like, give me one more rep. I can't. Like, come on, and I'll help you. And they'll put like one finger on the bar, and you can do
Right.
another rep. That
Right.
one finger didn't do a damn thing, but it was just enough support to have you do that one more rep.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, it's just so life changing to have somebody that believes that you can make it. For those times, especially if it's for those times that you kind of have that little thing in your ear going, no, I don't think that's possible, right? And you're looking at it, you're going, oh, man, I believe, but I'm not sure. You know, you have that person that goes, man, listen, you can do this.
The drill
That's all
sergeant.
you need. That's it.
That drill. Have you guys heard of David Goggins?
Yes, I have.
Okay, David Goggins is probably the toughest son of a bitch that lives on this planet. He did 3 SEAL trainings in a row to get to be a Navy SEAL. One is enough to almost kill a human being. This guy did 3. So what he did is he became his own drill sergeant. No matter what his body said that it couldn't do, he's like, oh, no, we're doing it. So he said he's gotten to the point where if he says, I want to do this, his body just says, all right, I'm not going to, I'm not
going to argue with you.
Yeah. His mind is like, all right, fine. I'm like, I can't, yeah, you're going to do it anyway. He set the record for 4,000 pull-ups. I mean, his hands look like chop meat. It was incredible, but he did it.
Wow.
So
that's a positive power of thinking.
Yeah, he's an incredible human being.
Yeah.
And David Goggins, the latest book he wrote was Hurt Me, and an incredible, like he says, when you're 6 or 7 years old and your father holds a loaded gun to your head and you say, go ahead, shoot, I don't care. You've had a hard life. So
right.
This guy is he's incredible. You can find him on interviews everywhere. Just an incredible human being.
Wow. Thank you. Any more questions, Philip?
No, I've got several because I know I'm not sure that it's going to be on because I'm looking at some of the folks that are watching on Facebook, and I just have this question on what about mental sickness, right? What if we're talking to somebody that is dealing with chemical imbalance and they really have that situation where let's say it's undiagnosed, right? They don't know that they're dealing with this issue. What are some of the signs you would say foretell that you need to really deal with this from a chemical level?
Well, first of all, I'm not a doctor, so it would be difficult for me to start making recommendations about medication.
But yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm not talking medication. Yeah, like how would you kind of detect that?
Well, first of all, the way you deal with that is you ask a lot of questions.
Gotcha.
You ask questions, and in the process of asking those questions, if they're the right questions, the people will start answering them and they'll start to recognize that there's something not right. And at that point, they may ask for help or they may not ask for help. A lot of people you just can't help. You just can't. I just let go of a client of mine because one of the things that he did consistently is that he would make promises and then he'd break his promises. And then he'd have a lot of people annoyed with him.
Right.
So through a series of situations, he broke his promises with me, not once, but 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to let him go.
Right.
I said, I'm not here to be your babysitter. I gave you some suggestions.
Right.
You haven't been able to deal with that. And you haven't been able to pay me for what my value is.
Right.
So I would prefer to just end this now. And you don't owe me anything. Let's just leave. Well, what am I going to do? I said, I really don't know. When you figure that out, you're welcome to call me back.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta move on. Now that has to do with personal integrity, and that has to do with my commitment to that person. My commitment is to him to be bigger and better than he thinks he is.
Gotcha.
So that's what you do. In my case, I ask a lot of questions. And then if there is a point where I see that this person is not manageable, I'll make recommendations. I'll say, I don't know if I'm the right fit for you, but I'll give you a couple of recommendations, people. And then I'll recommend them to a psychiatrist, a couple of different psychiatrists that I know that deal directly with their particular issues. And I've got like 6 of them that I would, depending on what they're doing, I will recommend them.
Nice. Because, sometimes you do encounter that person that needs a little more than what we can offer on
Sure.
that level.
Sure.
But it's always good to get started, and that's what I love about what you do, Frank, is that you're mentally you have a way of helping people to get started in their process of kind of like figuring these things out. I just want you to talk about one of your books. It's called Getting into Action,
Well, I
right?
have two books. One is called Transforming the ADD Compensation, How to Do That. So that would mean if you have attention deficit disorder, you read this, it's going to help you greatly to move past and to really embrace what it means to be so creative, because people with ADD are enormously creative. Their brains are constantly going like this, constantly snapping from one thing to the other. Many people call that distraction. I call that creativity bursting at the seams. Right. So that's that.
Yeah. I mean, that's an awesome observation as well. I think they can find this book. They can reach you via email.
That book is on Amazon.
Oh, that book is on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, that is great. That's awesome.
And then I have another book called Get Into Action: 8 Simple Steps to Overcome Procrastination. So procrastination is focus and procrastination are the number one issues that people deal with in their lives. And this is a step-by-step system to explain what procrastination is and then what you can do about it. And it's a fun book. And for people that want to continue this conversation or are interested in those books, you can just send me an email at frank@ADD Coaching Group. That's addcoachinggroup.com. And I'm happy to have a conversation with you, and I'm happy to send the book out to you as well.
That's awesome, Frank. I mean, we have your email address and your phone number up for folks to reach out to you. So I really and also your books are up on the screen as well.
Great.
So really want people to get in touch with you and purchase the book. It's made available for you on Amazon. So start the process of evaluating why you are stuck and how to be creative and the power of your creativity.
Yeah.
Feel
free to call me. Feel free to reach out to me.
Absolutely. Now, if you'd like to also get in touch with him, you can reach his link is on our website, phoenixnationalbusinessgroup.com. So you can go right there on our website, and especially those who may be watching through the website, you could go there and click the link and get straight to his website, where you can fill out more information, set up an appointment with him.
The other thing is just understand, if we talk, it's a complimentary half-hour session with me. It doesn't cost you anything. So
it's free?
Oh yeah.
A free consultation. The first consultation is free.
Completely. It's completely free.
Completely free. I love that. What? Yeah. Hello.
That's better than mostly free.
I think that we should get Oscar in for at least one session. I really think he needs it, Frank.
Threatening that all day today.
I'm totally convinced that he needs several deep therapy. No, you know what? Wait.
Phil's obviously wanting to actually pay you to treat me.
Yeah.
Get that free one in, and then I will pay you. At least him now.
He needs at least 20 sessions, Frank. 20 sessions. Any guy that can eat a cookie, in front of you, and knowing
it wasn't a cookie. It was not a cookie. It was
a muffin.
That makes a big difference.
Oatmeal pumpkin spice muffin. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You, right? Exactly. Yeah. Keep talking about it. All right. Anyway, that's been our conversation the whole day, Frank.
I got it.
Yeah. So please help him out. Please.
Okay.
We're not just asking, we're begging.
We're begging.
Poor Oscar. Poor Oscar.
This is
Oh,
a
man.
public service announcement.
My man. My
we
man,
are
Oscar.
taking donations. Help Oscar fund.
GoFundMe page.
That's funny. Hey, guys, thanks so much. I must go. I've got a
Thank
client at
you
3
so
o'clock.
much, Frank.
Thank you,
you.
Frank.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And we really appreciate you coming on and sharing with the folks.
My pleasure.
We believe that this is going to be really helpful, and we really encourage everyone to reach back out to you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will definitely be back tomorrow. We have Joel Jarrow, who is going to be on. Karen Mayo is going to be back, and we are just so excited about our programming tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we will see you then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.